Drayton Manor have announced their brand new roller coaster and who will be manufacturing it. It's exciting, it's thrilling, and it's definitely not what we expected. Okay, maybe that was a little bit of an exaggeration, but what I definitely didn't expect was Drayton Manor working with Intamin amusement rides. Now, previously, Drayton Manor have liked using companies such as Zamperla and Vekoma for their new coasters and rides, such as Accelerator, and also the new rides in Vikings were manufactured by Zamperla. However, they have confirmed that they'll be working with Intamin Amusement Rides, a brilliant company who have manufactured the likes of Rita over at Alton Towers, Stealth even better over at Thorpe Park, and Red Force over at Portaventura. They've made some amazing coasters. So yeah, I was really expecting Drayton Manor to work with a company such as Vekoma because they created Accelerator, the world's first junior boomerang coaster, and that's been a really reliable attraction for Drayton Manor. So yeah, I was really expecting them to maybe build a Vekoma suspended coaster or potentially one of the set models of rides such as a spinning coaster or a 4D axis coaster. One of those that it just comes as it is and they can just install it straight away. But no, Victoria Lynn, the new managing director at Drayton Manor, confirmed that they'll be working with Intamin to bring a new family thrill lift and launch roller coaster for 2024. She says she's delighted to be working with Intamin on such an exciting project. And this brand new coaster, of course, will be located in the previous Apocalypse and Pandemonium area. And it's a very exciting addition to Drayton Manor. We haven't had a coaster installed at the resort since Accelerator, which was a very long time ago. And Intamin actually manufactured Shockwave, even though it looks like a B&M, and the track definitely looks like a B&M. But it is manufactured by Intamin, so it's great to see them coming back to Drayton Manor and installing what will hopefully be a high quality and reliable roller coaster for the resort, but also a high capacity ride, which Drayton Manor really do need at this stage. They've installed a lot of flat rides over the past few years, which is great. However, they really do need another standout roller coaster, and hopefully this brand new Intamin family lift and launch roller coaster, quite a long name, will be a success for the park. But here's some footage that Intamin created of this coaster and what they can do for parks, and this showcases what a lift and launch roller coaster really is. It lifts you to a height of 15 meters and it also has a launch there. The top speed on this is 30 miles per hour. It's not a huge roller coaster, but as you can see in this video, what will really make it is the theming all around it. The tunnels, the large scale props, but also the viewing platforms that guests from off-ride can also see, because without theming, I think this coaster would be a little bit of a disappointment or be sort of like a mid attraction, but with the theming, it can be really something special. The layout is quite low to the ground as well, which will create for some great near miss elements as well. And as you can see, the station can also be quite themed, and what Drayton Manor really needs, as I said earlier, is a high capacity attractions. So with this, I hope they don't just buy one sort of ride vehicle. Hopefully they buy a few, at least two, definitely. So yeah, let's have a little bit of an On Ride POV of this brand new coaster. Bear in mind, this is not the layout that Drayton Manor are going to get. They can always change it and alter it. For example, on Intamin's website, they say that they can make adjustments to it, whether they want an LSM launch or friction wheel launch. That's up to Drayton Manor, a single or multi-launch coaster. And the ride vehicles as well will be quite exciting to see what they do with it. They could just get the standard sort of runaway mine train vehicles on it. But what I'd like to see is maybe the quad bike seating. I think that'd be quite cool and a unique experience, especially for those of younger guests. And of course, they can add other elements into this attraction, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. But with that said, let's take a virtual ride on potentially the rough layout of what we're getting at Drayton Manor in 2024. Okay, and we've got a dispatch into the best element of this ride, the 90-degree anticipation curve. And yeah, there's a small little drop there before we head into the main lift hill of this ride, which in this video has no lift hill, no kicker wheels or anything, just by the magic of petrol. And here we go over the first drop, bank to the right there. And yeah, as I said earlier, you've got all these spectators viewing the coaster, which would be awesome. It'd be great to see Drayton Manor have that lake that's pictured in this video. Yeah, bank to the right there. As I said, the coaster layout is quite close to the ground. Quite a few turns and twists. I like the colour scheme of it as well. And as I said, the theming, the rock work, the waterfalls that you just saw there as well. And we curve to the left just there. And yeah, into a splashdown element, which would be really cool to see. I love the water use. And here is the launch actually, which will launch you to a top speed of just over 30 miles per hour. There we're back to the right here. And yeah, I love all the flowers, the trees that are also included in this layout. Back to the left. As you can tell, it's not the most thrilling of coasters, but it will be good fun for younger guests, which Drayton Manor is targeting for there. And yeah, here we go, into the brake run. And that was it. It's not the most extreme of coasters. It's not the most intense roller coaster, and it's probably not going to be the best roller coaster in the world, but what it is hopefully it's going to be a high capacity attraction for Drayton Manor. And here's an aerial look of it as well, and you can see all the theming there, the rockworks below, the water, and I really hope Drayton Manor implement this amount of theming. We know they can do it with Vikings, so hopefully they can do it with this new multi-million pound investment. You've got all the water there at the bottom, all the visitors looking around. I imagine this attraction would have a height restriction of around 1.2 meters potentially. Hasn't got any inversions on this layout, of course. It's a family coaster. It's sort of the new generation of mine trains, isn't it, really? Especially with the train design on there as well. But what it is, it's a good attraction. It's not amazing. Would I have liked to see something a little bit more thrilling? Potentially, yes. However, this is not the layout that we're definitely going to be seeing at Drayton Manor. As I said earlier, they could include other elements such as a drop track section over at 13. That was the first ever Intamin drop track section, and they could potentially do this on this attraction as well. Intamin do state on their website that they can offer that sort of element if they wanted to. I think that would be really cool. Maybe enhance this roller coaster a little bit more. That would sort of be the standout element of this attraction. And you also saw that Intamin also offer the backwards seat as well, which I assume would be some sort of upcharge, like Enso over at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That's £15 to get a spinning seat on the back of Icon. They could do something similar to this, which I think Drayton Manor would do potentially on the back train. Just flip that around to get a backwards experience, or potentially even a spinning vehicle, which is available on Intamin's website. But yeah, it's a very nice coaster. It's very scenic. I think if Drayton Manor don't do the theming very well on this, it's going to be a very mid attraction. But if they do, I think it will be really great. And it's actually kind of a perfect attraction, a perfect addition to Drayton Manor. Of course, Looping Group took Drayton Manor and took it in the direction of being a family park rather than a thrill park such as Alton Towers. So it's sort of competing now with the likes of Chessington and Poulton's Park rather than sort of the big boys at Thorpe Park and Alton Towers. So I think it is the perfect addition for Drayton Manor in that sense. I just want to stress that this is definitely not the layout that we're going to be getting at Drayton Manor. This is sort of a prototype layout. They could be getting this, we don't know as of yet, or it could be completely different. There could be drop track sections on there. We don't know as of yet, but this gives us a rough idea on the coaster layout and the type of coaster that it's going to be. In terms of the theme, it's very up in the open right now. Of course, in that area, you've got Sheriff Showdown, so I'm thinking some sort of Western theme just here. I think it'll be the easiest route to go down because they won't have to retheme Sheriff Showdown, and that can be a nice area, which Drayton Manor seem to like doing at the minute, especially with Vikings and Adventure Cove. This end of the park really does need a specific theme, and with this new coaster, I think it will really bring that. Here you can see some of the train design options which Drayton Manor could go for. As I said earlier, I think it'd be really cool if they got the quad bike design on this. I think it'll bring a different sort of feel to the attraction rather than just having these standard sort of trains on this. I've never experienced one of these quad bike seatings before, but it does look quite comfortable from the videos that I've seen. And also you've got these surfing or snowmobile sort of seats which look very cool. I think Drayton Manor should definitely go for a different sort of ride vehicle rather than the standard ones that you can see just here with the lap bars. And while they do look really comfortable and they've got the staggered seating on there so everyone gets a good view, I think it'll bring another element. I think it'd be very exciting for the children as well to have something that's a little bit different rather than the standard sit-down trains. What would be cool to see as well is maybe having an indoor section in this attraction, maybe on the launch of the ride, maybe enclose that a little bit, have like a pre-show and then you launch out of there. But in order to do that, they need multiple trains on this track because otherwise the queue for it is just going to be insane. Whether they'll operate a virtual queue, I don't know. The new coasters that Merlin do over at Chessington, they seem to be operating a virtual queue. It seems to be the new thing now. So potentially Drayton Manor, the Looping Group, may implement a similar system to Mandrill Mayhem over at Chessington. But very exciting. My only concern about this is not having more than one train. I think Drayton Manor need at least 2 trains on this. Even if they could get 3 on there, that would be brilliant. But they need a high capacity ride because Accelerator runs 1 train. Of course, it's a shuttle coaster, needs to go back and forwards. Shockwave only has 1 train as well. They took the second train off quite a few years ago now. But it really needs a high capacity roller coaster. This would be great for Drayton Manor. It's another multi-million pound investment by the Looping Group. Last year they did Vikings. The year before that they did Adventure Cove. And the year before that, before of course the Looping Group owned Drayton Manor, there was pretty much near to nothing in terms of investment. So it's great to see a brand new roller coaster come into Drayton Manor. It's been over 10 years since we've had a new roller coaster at Drayton Manor. Similar sort of vibes to Thorpe Park with the Swarm. But yeah, it's great to see that they're getting one. It's by a high quality attraction manufacturer, Intamin. They're one of the best in the business. Maybe not the best in my opinion. I really like B&M coasters. They just seem to age really well, B&M coasters. They're really well made, and yes, they're really expensive for parks. However, they do just provide that quality. Like you go over to America and ride Kumba over at Busch Gardens Tampa, and yeah, it is an amazing attraction. It's been there for many years now. However, it still rides brilliantly. It's still pretty smooth and enjoyable experience, and their dive coasters, I do really enjoy them. However, B&M don't really specialize in particular in family roller coasters, whereas Intamin, they do it really well, and you can see the wide range of portfolios in terms of roller coaster layouts and stuff that they've done for other parks, especially over in America and Europe, Germany, France. They've done some brilliant Intamin family roller coasters. One of these is coming to Drayton Manor. It's exciting times, and I'm very excited to see the theme of this. I think they've got to get the theme right in order for this attraction to be really good. But yeah, Intamin do some really great family roller coasters. They've done 13 over at Alton Towers.
That ride was a bit timid. At least it's time now to get off. Apparently, oh, little jolt there. Okay, let's get up. Ah! Oh! Oh! Ah!
And no, that is not a thrill coaster. It is a family roller coaster, no matter what Alton Towers want to say. But yeah, it's really great to see Drayton Manor getting a brand new roller coaster for 2024, manufactured by Intamin, a lift and launch model. It's very exciting. Of course, this is the very basics that we're getting here. We don't know the theme, we don't know the layout, we don't know the trains. It's all very exciting, but what we do know is that it's a family launch roller coaster by Intamin, and it will be making its way to Drayton Manor in 2024. We know that groundwork has already started. That started last season actually, with the removal of Apocalypse and also Pandemonium the season before. But yeah, two very iconic flat rides, Apocalypse and Pandemonium, removed for a family thrill roller coaster. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think it's the right direction for Drayton Manor. And of course, Apocalypse and Pandemonium, they were getting near to their lives. They hadn't kept up with the maintenance, especially on Apocalypse. So it's great to see a brand new coaster coming to Drayton Manor. Of course, I'll keep you all updated with all the latest if anything more is released in terms of its theme, its layout, or anything like that. But with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.